What's up, guys? End of week 2, round 2 of Body Beast. If you guys are following these videos, if you're on week 2, start following me from week 2. So if you go on to week 3, watch my week 3 video. If you're on week 4, watch my week 4 video. I don't have all these topics planned out way in advance. Every single week I think of topics on the fly just because I want to share stuff that relates to where I'm at currently and how I got there. So be sure to follow my videos pertaining to what week you're on. I got some awesome stuff to share with you guys this week, so let's get right into it. What's up, guys? So I'm super happy with where I'm at. I'm definitely feeling my pants getting looser. In fact, speaking of pants, with the weight that I was currently at before, I actually had some old work pants that I was trying to replace, but I didn't because I knew they would be too big when I get to my results. So I'm happy to say that I was finally able to go out and finally get some new pants for work. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I know it's kind of weird showing you this, but I'm gonna anyways because it's just real life stuff. But these are the pants. They're super old. They got huge holes, and yeah, so that's that pair. These pair, yeah, had a huge hole in the crotch. Look at that, you know. So I had to literally watch how I sit and stuff. And here's another pair of pants where, you know, they're old, and those pants I have been trying to replace for some time, but I didn't because I knew that I was going to get to the weight worth where I am right now. So I was finally able to go out and buy some new pants for work. So that's why I want to talk to you guys a little bit about just trying not to get so wrapped up in perfect eating and just all that jazz. You have to remember that you are transitioning into a new lifestyle. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time for you to find the foods that you like. It's going to take time for you even to find the workouts you like. Even if you don't like Body Beast, maybe Body Beast isn't for you. These videos don't have to be just about Body Beast. These topics that I talk about week after week, you can kind of relate them to other programs because I do talk about meal planning. Yes, your meal planning might be a little different if you're doing, say, yoga. If you like yoga or a lot of cardio, your meal planning might be a little different. It just all depends. But what you have to remember is that you're transitioning into a new lifestyle. So one of the biggest things that I can say right off the bat, when I first started working out and really getting into the fit life, that's why I called this topic, how to master the fit life. When I first started and just watching what I ate and stuff, I thought, you know, Lucky Charms, for Pete's sake, wasn't that bad. Just because I was having it in the morning and I had awesome workouts, I ate good for the rest of the day and whatnot. But you have to remember, whatever you put in your body, it's going to be in your body for at least a good 24 to 48 hours until you release it, you know. Yeah, so it's going to take time for that to get out of your body. So you have to remember, you are what you eat. That is going to be in your body for a while. So even if you only have a little bit of something every single day, say even if it's in the morning, it's going to be in you literally 24/7 until you stop having it for at least 24 to 48 hours. So the whole idea to getting shredded, ripped, is to get that shit out of your body, keep it out completely, so your body, when you work out, you're actually concentrating on losing the fat, not what you ate that morning, because believe it or not, it's still in you. Whatever that was, maybe even 10 hours ago, you're still working on that. Just remember that it will take time. I laugh all the time when I look back and think about all the things that I used to eat. It's crazy to think that I actually thought that was healthy, and then I questioned why I wasn't getting results. Just to give you one more example, I was chugging probably at least a gallon of milk. I went through a gallon of milk every other day. That is a shit ton of sugar. But my mindset was I was getting a ton of protein, right? It had tons of protein, milk, calcium, it's good for your bones, it's just milk, it's good for you. That's just what I thought. But you have to remember and think, like, look at the ingredients. Like, that's 8 grams, I believe it's like 8 grams of sugar per serving. I think a serving size is 1 cup. So do the math. Who has 1 cup of milk? So 1 glass of milk typically was around, I would say, 24 grams of sugar. And yeah, so I was getting up in the middle of the night and like chugging milk, because I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but for some reason in the middle of the night I have a huge craving, or I did, for milk. So right now, currently, when you're trying to get shredded, keep the sugar out. That's just me. I'm no expert. All I'm doing with these videos and everything that I'm telling you is sharing just strictly on how I got to the results that I got. I'm not saying it's right and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just simply sharing with you everything I possibly can with you guys, so you can maybe try it out and see if that works for you. But in my opinion, if it can work for me, most times everybody's body works the same. Like, if you eat pizza every day, you're gonna get fat. If I eat pizza every day, I'm gonna get fat. Now, it's the same way. If you take out the sugar and you do what I'm doing, it's the same concept, only in a more positive direction. So I hope you guys can relate with what I'm trying to say there. So I don't have a lot of sugar. I actually try to completely eliminate it, and I don't have a lot of fat in my diet. You are what you eat. I keep it simple and I stick to the basic rules. If you don't want to be fat, stop eating it. So that's what I got to say about that. So again, what this topic is just how to master fit life. Don't get so stressed about like what you're eating if you can't get in the gym. Concentrate first on getting in the gym. I say this every week because it is so important, because too many people get discouraged by getting so wrapped up on what they're eating every single day, but they're not getting in the gym, and then that makes you feel even more like shit, and it's just snowballs from there. But snowball in an opposite direction, and what I mean by that is, if you work out and you're feeling good every single day, eventually I promise you that it will evolve into just a healthy fit life. Like for me, like I said, going way back, I had Lucky Charms for breakfast. I was having a gallon of milk every other day. And that's just to name 2 things. Like, I can't even tell you how many other things like I had that I thought was okay. So my mindset has definitely changed, and that's how I got to these results that you see right here, and that is no joke. So I didn't expect to get these results, but they just happened. I paid for online trainers that are telling me to take all this stuff, and I never saw results, so I just went back and just, went to the old rule of you are what you eat. If I don't want to be fat, I'm not going to eat a lot of it. That's what I got to say about on how to master fit life. Just take it slow. Concentrate on just getting in your damn workout. If you can't get in the gym, don't worry about the food. It will happen. My next topic, I talked a little bit about it already, but carbs and fat intake. Now, your carbs and your fat intake depends a lot on what you do every single day during the day. Now, for the average Joe, if you're like me, I work full time. So if I had a shit ton of carbs in the morning and then I go sit behind a desk all day, probably not going to work out so hot for me. Same with fat intake. Like, if you have a lot of fat and you're not doing anything active, like extremely active throughout the day, probably not a good idea if you're trying to get that more chiseled look. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you're like the average dude that gets into Body Beast, you want to get shredded, you want to gain a little size, but more importantly, you just want to feel good, you want to see some abs, and that's where it starts, right? And you're going to get discouraged if you don't start seeing those results soon, right? Because that was me. So that's why I stick to the old rule. Let's get shredded, let's get rid of most of the fat at least, and then maybe play around with carbs and fat. But do remember this too, if you're following, say, like some famous athletes, or you're looking at them and they're all ripped and shredded and they're having this many carbs and this much sugar and, like this much fat, and they're shredded, well, that's because they're active most likely during the day. Like, so if you're a famous football player, your carb intake is going to be a little different than some guy that sits behind a desk for 8 hours. So just remember that if you're the average guy and you're working 8 hours and you're working full time, Keep it simple. Stay away from the fat, stay away from the sugar. If you have carbs, have it immediately before your workout, like I would say like an hour and a half, hour before, or immediately following, only if you're not going right to bed after that. You can, but it's just, for me, it's a little risky because I don't like the idea of having carbs and then going to sleep. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's just me. It depends when you take the carbs and when you work out, obviously. But of course, I would recommend taking carbs immediately following workout too. But like I said, I don't know how I would feel about taking that right before I go to bed. That's just something that I would personally recommend staying away from doing. So you can have carbs, but just make sure it's before your workout or immediately following, and it's not right before you go to bed. And then the fat intake, personally, if you're trying to get shredded and if you're not active during the day, just stay the hell away from it. Get shredded first, and then maybe you don't have to be so wrapped up in how much fat you're having every single day. But for me personally, I keep it under 10 grams, and I get shredded every single time. Now, Body Beast, when you're doing Body Beast, you don't do a whole lot of ab routines, which you don't have to. But if you really want to accelerate your results and get that ripped midsection, which every dude wants, I would recommend doing abs at least 3 times a week. You can do P90X abs. That workout is absolutely amazing. And you can mix it up with doing Beast abs. For me personally, if it's your first time through Body Beast or even your second, I would recommend doing Beast abs maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then maybe the next week you could do P90X abs Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then Tuesday and Thursday, even between that, you could do Lucky 7 after workouts. It all just depends on how fast you want to get shredded. But I would at least recommend, if you're serious about getting serious results, do the Beast abs. It's short, it's 10 minutes, and it doesn't take long to just go through it. It's like nothing. So we all know Body Beast workouts are a little short in my opinion. An hour a day is just what I mentally prepare for each of my workouts. I usually don't like to go over an hour workout. So I do everything fast, and say if I'm doing the cool down and chest and tris, I actually skip it if I know I'm doing Lucky 7 right after, and then I also skip the warm up in Lucky 7 as well, and I go right into the workout because it saves like, I don't know, 4 minutes. So time is precious, we all know that. So that's something that I would recommend doing if you're really serious about getting fast results. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, abs, and then Tuesday and Thursday you could do Lucky 7. And again, you could save like almost 5 minutes by just eliminating the cool down and then eliminating the warm up in Lucky 7, and then just of course still stretch at the end of Lucky 7 to make sure you get your stretching. That's important too. But that's all I got for you guys this week. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, just to show you kind of where I'm at right now. I'm really hoping that this week I'm in the 12s. I would be really happy. So I'm really excited to share with you guys with where I'm at right now. So I'm really excited to get done with this video so I can go find out. I want to show you guys some real time what date it is, because a lot of people, you know, with my past results, with my past results, I got a lot of people that were saying, no way you got those results just doing Beast and all that stuff. So that's part of the reason why I'm making these videos. So that's why I showed you kind of proof from my iPod. That's all I got to share with you guys this week. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you guys want to do this one-on-one with me, be sure to fill out my online questionnaire and shoot that my way, and we can do this together, or you can subscribe to my channel and keep following these videos. And just remember, if you're on week 2, start watching my videos from week 2, so you can kind of do it sort of with me. So, and again, every week is going to be pertaining to what week I'm on, so it only makes sense to watch from what week you're on. So I hope these are helping you guys, and we'll talk to you guys at the end of week 3, round 2. Let's do this. Peace.